Okay, can I tell you something that I probably shouldn't be saying out loud? I don't think most planners actually work. At least not for women like us. And I didn't really understand why until I caught myself doing something that made me pause, like, wait a minute. Because it wasn't about discipline. It was something else. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. So let's talk about what the real problem actually is. I was sitting there with my planner and I was looking very put together one day, by the way, checking boxes, writing goals. But I realized there was still no follow through. And it wasn't because I didn't know what to do. It wasn't because I was incapable of doing the thing that was going to help me achieve the goal. I was very aware of what needed to be done and I knew how to do the thing. It was something about the planning of it all. That's where the misalignment was happening. It wasn't actually supporting my life. I wasn't taking into account the way I live my life. Like just the daily living of life, adulting. And if you've ever felt like, I have a plan, I'm smart, I'm capable, so why am I not executing on it? You're not crazy. Because research shows us that 92% of people don't achieve their goals. So you're in good company, sis. And it's not because they don't have goals. That's not the reason. Can you believe that? 92% of people don't achieve their goals. It's because the systems and processes that they're using to achieve the goals doesn't support the life they're living. It doesn't support their behavior. And when I realized what part of my systems were actually broken, it made me question every planner I've ever used. And if you've been around, you know I have followed a plethora of planners. As you can see, I'm with several today already. So let's get into why planners fail for people like you and me. People who are highly ambitious, highly performing. Why don't they work for us? Why are we finding ourselves at the end of the year questioning what the heck did we do all year? Even though we are tired as all get out, we are exhausted from spinning our wheels, but we are not seeing the traction that we want to see. Let's get into why it's happening. Like I said, I started paying attention. I started paying attention to my habits, my patterns, when I actually followed through, when I wasn't following through. And here's what I noticed. Most planners assume you wake up with the same level of energy, the same level of spice and zest for life, and a desire to be productive and excited about the productivity you're going to make. They think you're going to have the same level of focus and the same emotional capacity, which is honestly a little disrespectful because life doesn't life like that. And for women like us, managing a lot, and especially if your brain moves like mine does, that kind of structure just doesn't support us. It actually sets us up to feel behind, like we're not doing enough. The American Psychological Association even highlighted how cognitive overload impacts decision-making and follow-through. So it's not that you're inconsistent, it's that your planner is expecting you to be someone you're not. And when I realized what should replace it, that, my friend, is when things started to shift. So I want to talk about the posture shift that happened. And I use the word posture very purposefully because that's exactly what it is. It is a posture that we have to take. I stopped asking myself what I needed to do today, and I started asking, how do I need to show up today? Because the issue wasn't my to-do list. It was my posture. And once I saw that, I just couldn't go back to writing tasks on a page inside of a planner. Because if your posture is off, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, no planner in the world is going to fix your follow through. And this, my friend, is where things start to get interesting because I realized something was missing from every planner I had ever touched. So now let's get into those missing pieces. Nobody's actually building a planner for how we actually process life. Not just what we need to do, but how we think, how we feel, how we spiral sometimes, how we overthink, how we get inspired and then distracted. I know I'm not the only one, because studies in behavioral psychology show that identity and emotional state play a major role in whether or not we actually follow through. And that's the part that made me sit back and go, okay, so what would actually work then? Well, now I want to get into a little bit of a secret that I wanted to share with you today. I've dabbled and shared a tiny bit with you in a couple of other videos, but we'll dig a little deeper today. I started building something. I told you a couple of videos ago, but I did. I started building something. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like it's done. I just told you how much I've recognized. I've done a little bit of like contemplation and introspection to understand the things and figure the things out. But I'm not like, I don't have it finished. It's not completely figured out, but I do know this. What I'm putting together is not just a planner, because we just talked about that. They don't all work. But I've been doing some research and some recon with other colleagues and entrepreneurs and other high-performing women. And I am quite positive that what I'm building is something that is truly going to redefine the way you pick up your planner, how you are productive, and the success rate of your ability to follow through and finally start to achieve the goals that you have been trying to achieve. It's something that's going to help you stay aligned when mood shift, stay accountable without feeling pressured. And like I said, just actually follow through. And I mean, follow through without forcing yourself into a system that just doesn't work. And I'm excited because I'm walking through this and I'm figuring it out, and I know it's going to be helpful. But I'm even more excited because throughout the planning and creation of this new product that I'm working on, I want you to help. I want you to get involved. So I'll be doing certain things to ask you questions over on TikTok, possibly on Instagram, maybe here on YouTube. So please, if you have not already, and this sounds like something that could be beneficial for you, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and that notification bell is on. But more importantly, get down in the comment section and start telling me what struggles you're having with respect to your productivity, where you're finding the ball is being dropped in your quest to achieve your goals. Because I think together, now I've got the foundation and I'm super excited about it just based on what I've already done, but I really want I want your input. So please join me down in the comments and let's kind of talk about it together, and join me in my other social platforms so that you can kind of fill out some of the surveys that I'm going to do and answer some of the questions. Let's do this together, because I know it's going to be such an amazing tool, and it's so different from all the other planners that the other creators are creating and all the other journals and all the things that people are doing. I have uncovered something that was an issue for me. So I know this is coming straight from the source. I know. And I also have friends that I work with on a regular basis and some of the struggles that we've all talked about. And so I'm incorporating all of that into this project, but I want to hear from you as well. All right. So if you're anything like me, the thing is, you don't need another planner. You don't need something that's pretty where we're putting all the stickers on it. Like, that is not motivation that you need. I've done that. I've had all the planners, all the stickers, all the little cute little things, the colored ink, no follow through. So clearly that was not helpful. The issue is we're falling off with consistency. We're overthinking. We're trying to operate in a space because we see other people doing it a certain way, and we feel like we have to do it that same way. We're copying. We're not using it as inspiration to guide our action. What I'm building is for women who are ready, who are capable, and they just need a system to support their life. And if I'm being honest, I want to hear from you. Again, I really do want to hear from you. So, like I said, I'm going to be sharing the process of me building it out over on TikTok and quite possibly on Instagram. So I would love for you to follow me there in the community here. I will be definitely sharing it in the community to build the relationships and to build the community here. So if you're not on those platforms, we'll be talking about it here inside the community as well. Just thought about that, actually. What am I thinking? Why am I leaving YouTube? Girl. we'll be in the community here in YouTube with polls and surveys and all the things. So make sure that you are commenting and you join me over there as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you are as excited as I am about this new product because we are going to be on track. By the time we get to, maybe June, mid-June, we should have something available for a select few of you to start testing things out. So just be in prayer for me, child, that my life will stop lifing long enough for me to get it done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure that you are subscribed, that you did hit that notification bell. So as I create videos, you'll be notified when they drop. Leave a thumbs up for this video and definitely leave a comment and visit me over in the community so we can get to know each other and have bigger, longer, stronger, more intentional conversations. Thanks again, guys. See you next time. Bye.